Will every denial result in deportation? Hi, I'm Jim Hacking, immigration lawyer practicing law throughout the United States, out of our offices in St. Louis, San Diego, Washington, D.C., and Chicago, Illinois. When President Trump was running for re-election in 2024, a lot of people tried to tie him to Project 2025, which was a project of the Heritage Foundation to get ready many conservative approaches to governance. And one of the big chapters in Project 2025 was devoted towards immigration. And although candidate Trump tried to run away from it, President Trump has been instituting many of the changes that were outlined in Project 2025. And what does this mean when it comes to deportation? Well, one of the proposals that the hardliners at the Heritage Foundation wanted President Trump to adopt was that when an individual applies for an immigration benefit and they don't have any other status and that case is denied, that they receive what's called a notice to appear. Now, a notice to appear is a document that you receive from the federal government letting them know that they are seeking to deport you from the United States. So the notice to appear will list your name, your alien number, your address, and then it'll list the factual allegations as to why you are subject to deportation. It'll say, your name is Jose Jones, you are not a resident of the United States, you're a resident of El Salvador. On or about April 18th, 2020, you entered the United States without inspection. You have no legal status to stay in the United States, and for these reasons, you are subject to deportation. Then after that, it'll list the statutory provisions, the parts of the law, the Immigration Nationality Act, that say why you are subject to deportation. And then when you go to immigration court with your notice to appear, you will have to admit or deny each of the allegations in the notice to appear, and then you'll have to admit or deny whether the statutes render you deportable, and then you'll be able to raise any defenses to deportation like asylum or cancellation or withholding or cat protection or whatever defenses you might have to deportation. So that's what a notice to appear is. And so what the USCIS has decided to do effective February 28th, 2025 is that if you receive a denial of a benefit, then you automatically get a notice to appear in immigration court. And that means they begin trying to deport you from the United States, remove you from our country. And so a lot of people were wondering about that. Well, how would that work if you're just applying for like a green card renewal? Or what if you apply for citizenship and your citizenship case gets denied? Does that mean that automatically you're going to receive a notice to appear? Does that mean that if I apply for citizenship and I get denied, that I'm automatically going to be deported to the United States? And actually, a lot of people have been calling my Immigration Answer Show to ask me that very question. And what I think you need to understand is you still have to separate out the benefit that you're seeking and the basis for denial and whether or not the denial results in you being deportable. So let's run a couple of examples. So let's say that somebody has a green card and they apply for citizenship and they fail their naturalization test. Now you get a second chance, you come back 6 weeks later, you take it again, let's say you fail again. Just because you fail your naturalization test doesn't mean you're going to be sent to removal, sent to deportation. You're not going to receive a notice to appear. But let's say that when you apply for citizenship, it comes out that you're not really who you say you were, or you have some crime that you never disclosed, or you lied to USCIS on your N-400 or at your interview, or you voted at some point. If that's an independent reason for you to get deported, then they would deny your N-400 and they would put you in removal proceedings. So you have to separate out the two. Just because you get denied doesn't mean you're going to get a notice to appear in immigration court. You might, and they might be very aggressive and they might try to push the envelope and give more notices to appear than they should. But I don't want you to be so afraid to apply for an immigration benefit just because you're noticing that some people are getting notices to appear in deportation court. So again, if you apply for a green card and you do it based on marriage and you have an F1 visa and you maintain your student status, if you maintain your student status and then your green card case gets denied or you and your spouse get divorced and he or she withdraws your application, if you still have your student visa in place and you haven't violated the terms of your student visa, then you shouldn't get a notice to appear. Now you might. I can see USCIS being so overzealous and so habituated towards sending notices to appear that eventually we're going to start seeing people getting notices to appear when they don't deserve them. But that's going to be something that you're going to have to handle and fix in removal court. So even if USCIS makes a mistake and sends you a notice to appear to which you do not deserve, you still are going to have to defend yourself in removal court and try to get the removal case terminated so that you can continue on with your immigration journey. I hope this makes sense. If you're looking for help with your removal or your green card case, if you find yourself receiving a notice to appear and you don't think you deserve it, or if you're getting ready to apply for a benefit and you want to make sure that you don't get a notice to appear, feel free to call us at 314-961-8200 or email us info@hackingimmigrationlaw.com. If you're just looking for free resources, that's okay too. We have our Immigrant Home Facebook group. You can join us there. And there's 15,000 people talking about the immigration process in there every day. We have our YouTube channel with over 2,000 videos and hundreds of hours of live video of me answering people's immigration questions. You can subscribe to the channel, turn on alerts, and you'll get a notice whenever we go live. And then finally, you can join our Immigration Answers live show. It's a show that I do on Facebook and YouTube, and I do it 3 or 4 times a week, and that's just me answering questions. If you want to join us there, you can text the word show to 314-470-3300, and you will get a text whenever we go live. Thanks so much, and we'll see you on the next video.